Number eight. We haven't severed the strings. What are you talking about? She hasn't severed daddy's purse strings. He hasn't severed mama's apron strings. You got to sever the strings. Yeah. Number 9. You used to do certain things before you were married that you stopped doing after you got married. Used to open the car door. Now she's lucky if you drive away before she get in. You know those things you used to do? Used to try to show him you were Susie Homemaker. We know you was buying that stuff. You set it all out. Like the wife told her husband said, you haven't made me a hot breakfast in 10 years. She said, set your cornflakes on fire. Number 10, not as open to be corrected as you once were. Isn't it amazing how perfect we get after we get married? You could bring out some things, but then all of a sudden now, if you bring something out now, here you go again. Always hating on a brother. You never complained about what she said before you got married. Number 11, not meeting each other's basic needs. Number 12, expectations are too high. You're going into marriage and you got a frog. And you think you're going to get Prince Charming stuff from a frog. Listen. Can't do it. Whatever you got going in, don't expect anything more after. I know what you're saying. Oh, Lord, what? That's right. Then number 13, some things about marriage you just didn't know. Now, Samson gets married in Judges chapter 14. And his marriage fails for 5 reasons. First of all, a wrong criteria. Second of all, a weak commitment. That's as far as we'll get today. Third of all, a warped communication. Fourth of all, a whimsical conflict management style. And number 5, a waning cash flow. Oh boy, was broke. And I don't care how much love you have, you don't get married broke. I'm telling you. So let's look at this text. Let's walk through this text and let's look at these. Look what's going on in this text. Now, Samson had a wrong criteria. A preacher was sharing with me. He said he was on the plane, and while he was on the plane, he struck up a conversation to share the gospel. And when he shared the gospel, he noticed that the man he was talking to had his wedding band on the wrong finger. He said, excuse me. He said, do you know you have your wedding band on the wrong finger? He said, it's not on the wrong finger. He said, yeah. You wear your wedding band on this finger. You have it on this one. He said, I have it on the right finger because I married the wrong woman. Look at what it says in the text. It says, and Samson went down to Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines, and he came up and told his father and mother and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife. See what he's saying? Look what's going on in this text. Now you got to see what's going on here. Samson married the wrong person. I'm just going to tell you. Some of your marriages are bad because you married the wrong person. Now, when you say, I do, you're done. So it's too late now because you made a vow to God. But the reason you're going through it is because, like Samson, you married the wrong. Now, here's what gets me. You went and you married the wrong person, didn't use biblical criteria for evaluating who you were going to marry, and then turn around and get mad at Jesus because you're suffering with someone he never intended you to be with in the first place. You wanted him, you wanted her, and God, how many know that if you keep asking God for what he don't want you to have, he'll give it to you. Children of Israel, he gave them manna from on high. They wanted meat. So the Bible says he gave them meat till it ran out of their nostrils. And the meat turned out to be a curse till they got, I don't want any more meat. And some of you are saying right now That one you got down on your knees and begged for. Oh, God, give me John. Now you're saying, God, take him away. Somebody's agreeing with me. Yeah, I got some help in here somewhere. Yeah. Now, why? Because in the text it says that she's a Philistine. She's an enemy of God. Deuteronomy chapter 7, 1 through 3. Exodus 34, 12 through 16. Let me say it again. Exodus 34, 12 through 16. Deuteronomy 7, 1 through 3 says, don't have an unequal yoke. And here you have him hooking up with an unequal yoke. 2 Corinthians beginning of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, beginning at verse 18. How many single people know that verse by heart? How many single people we have in here? Lift your hands. Okay, y'all better learn that verse. You know what it says? Be ye not unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? Have light with darkness? Have Christ with Belial? He's saying, listen, here's the illustration he gives. He says the ox and the jackass won't plow together because the ox has a nature that's been changed and the ox will pull. In other words, the ox will go to church. The ox will tithe. The ox will serve. The ox will forgive. The ox will be willing to follow the Bible when the Bible shows the ox that the ox is wrong. But the jackass is stubborn. The jackass has an unchanged nature. The jackass wants to have his way. The jackass will not plow with an ox. And the problem is, some of y'all right now dating jackasses. Some of y'all right now married to jackasses. Can I tell you something? Get off the jackass. Find yourself an ox. Yoked. Yeah, yoked to an oxen. Yeah, I better make sure you right, Elder. Elder said remind them you got to be yoked to the ox first. Mm-hmm. But I married a believer, Pastor. Yeah, I married a believer, dog. So, and did you know you can be unequally yoked with a believer? Oh, that's right. You can be unequally yoked with a believer. Yeah, because okay, let me just say this. Most Christians, when they find out somebody interested is saved, well, he's saved, she's saved, that's it. That's not where you end. That's where you start. That's the lowest qualification. Ain't no big deal because he's saved. There's a whole lot of saved brothers that are not trying to abide in Christ. They trying to abide in you. They ain't coming to church for Jesus, but I can't say what they're coming to church for. Now let me just clear the air. Because even if this woman was a Jew, she still shouldn't marry Samson, and he a preacher. Let me tell you why. I know you want to know why, sister. You look at me like, why? Because he's still living with his mommy and his daddy. And one of the first principles of pillars is what? Therefore shall a man leave. Ask anybody. 25 years of marriage. I have never married anybody where the man didn't have a job. And I've never married anybody where they got to live with their mama. Yeah, we won't get married. We in love. Say, okay, so where you work? Well, you know, right now. You know what I'm saying right now? I say, well, you know what I'm saying right now? Well, right now.